Hey, welcome back to We Be Kids again. We are still enjoying this wonderful wintry weather up here in the north of England. And I've come up to the woods today to tell you a winter story. It's a story about a little bird which is really, really close to us. We have them living at the back of our house and in our garden, and that is the sparrow. And this story is called The Pine Tree and the Winter Sparrow. And it is a story from North America, and it is written by Alexis York Lumbard. And I've changed the story a little bit. I've adapted some of the trees in that so it fits with the trees that we have here in the UK. So this story is about a little sparrow that was filled with joy and happiness. And every morning it would fly to the top of the tallest tree in the forest. It would look up to the great spirit in the sky and it would sing its heart out, a song of gratitude for being on this wonderful world. And the sparrow loved living in the forest, and it would fly around and forage for flies like all sparrows do and small little insects. And they were foraging and working through the summer, all the sparrows. And one day this sparrow was out foraging for food when out of nowhere appeared a sparrowhawk. And the sparrowhawk came swooping down, and it chased the sparrow through the woods, in and out of the trees, until finally the little sparrow evaded it and got away. When the sparrow flew back to its friends in the flock, it told them of its adventure of what had happened. But then one of the sparrows noticed that his wing was damaged. And when the sparrow looked, it began to feel sore and tight. And as the days wore on, his wing got more and more troublesome and more sore. Until the end of the summer began to arrive, and all the other sparrows were beginning to get ready to leave, to head away and molt their feathers like sparrows do at the end of summer. But this little sparrow couldn't leave. His wing was too sore, he couldn't fly away. But he knew that he couldn't make the other sparrows stay. So he said to the sparrows, "Off you go, I will find a way of surviving here in the forest." And the sparrows flew away and left little Sparrow there in the woods. And little Sparrow thought, "I'm going to ask my friends, the trees, if they can help me." So little Sparrow flew into the centre of the forest where it found an elder tree. It flew up onto the branches of the elder tree and said, elder tree, I can't fly to molt. I have to stay here this winter. Can I shelter amongst your leaves and in your branches?" And the elder tree looked at the sparrow and said, "No, Sparrow, I am sorry. I don't have room for you in amongst my leaves. Be off with you." So the sparrow flew on, and he landed on a hawthorn tree and said, "Hawthorn tree, can I share your branches and your leaves? Will you help and protect me this winter?" And the hawthorn tree said, "Little sparrow, I haven't got time for that. Be on your way. Get out of here." And the sparrow flew off. And the sparrow thought, "I know, I will go to the great oak, for the great oak will help." So the sparrow flew off and found the great oak in the forest and said, "Great oak, can I stay on your branches and amongst your leaves?" And the great oak shook its branches. It said, "I don't have time for that, Sparrow. I've got too much to do here producing acorns. Off with you, I can't help you." And Sparrow flew off. And Sparrow started heading to the edge of the forest. And when it got close to the edge of the forest, it came across a big, beautiful silver birch tree. And it flew into the branches and said, silver birch tree, will you help me? I need to get into your branches for protection this winter. Please, can I stay with you?" The silver birch tree said, No. I haven't got time for that. Be on your way, little sparrow." And the sparrow flew out of the forest and just sat on the edge in the snow. And the sparrow began to cry. It was very, very sad that it was going to be here all alone with nobody to help it get through the winter. When it heard a voice from behind it, was a pine tree. And the pine tree called down and said, "Little sparrow, I don't have too much to offer. I don't have beautiful soft leaves like the oak and the silver birch, and I don't have fruit like the elder and the hawthorn. I have these prickly needles, but I'm happy to share them with you. If you would like to climb onto my branches, you can be safe here amongst my needles for the whole winter." And the sparrow looked up and said, "Really, really, pine tree, will you help me?" And the pine tree said, "Yes, come fly in." And the sparrow hopped on and flew up into the pine tree and nestled down for the winter. And up in the sky, the Great Spirit was watching all of this unfold. The Great Spirit came whooshing down as a huge wind and blew through the forest. Said to the trees, "Trees, I have been watching what has been going on. The sparrow came to you for refuge and for help, and you all declined. Your leaves were too precious to you. Your branches were too busy." And the Great Spirit said, "And for that, things will change in the forest. From this day forward, elder and hawthorn and beech and oak and birch. During the cold months, I will strip you of your leaves as a reminder that having an abundance always gives you the chance to be kind, but to always also teach you that when you are bare and your leaves aren't in abundance, you can be kind too. And I hope that in the winter months you can find a way to share your kindness." And then the Great Spirit turned to the pine tree and said, "Pine tree, for your generosity and your love and your care, from now on, you will keep your bright green needles throughout the whole year, as a reminder to all the other trees of your abundant care and kindness." And with that, the wind blew off. And from that day forth, every autumn, the Great Spirit returns as the wind and blows all the leaves off the deciduous trees. Yet it leaves the pine stood with all of its needles as a reminder to practice kindness. So I hope you enjoyed that story. A nice little one about why the trees keep their leaves, and also one to remind us about the importance of kindness too. Now, coming up next week is the RSPB Great Garden Bird Watch, and a sparrow is a bird that is quite common in the UK. So let's hope that we can all spot a sparrow next week and remind us of this story. So thanks for stopping by at Weeby Kids, and we will see you again sometime soon. Bye!